Hey guys, what's going on? AJ Buddy here, back with another video. Today, I just want to talk about not being able to share your true feelings as you grow up. If you guys are new here, make sure you go ahead and hit subscribe. Thank you so much for 165 subscribers. We're so close. We're like 35 subscribers away from 200 subs. And then after that, we'll be 800 away from 1,000, and then I can finally start getting paid. So if you guys haven't already, make sure you hit the subscribe button and click like on this video. One thing I noticed about not even just being a grown up, but like being a guy, like being a man, is you can't really express your emotions. And when you finally get the chance, and when you finally get the chance, you just can't express it. You just can't tell people how you're feeling because you've suppressed your emotions so much to the point at which it won't come out right. And it's really sad because a lot of people can't actually express how they feel because they were told to shut up their entire lives. And maybe they were told to shut up by their dad, their mom, their family members, whatever. But if your mom or dad is gone now, it's like they've left you in like ruins, like they've left you, the person that told you, or the person that you tried to make happy by not expressing your emotions is gone now. And they just left you in, despair. And it really sucks because you're just sitting there crying, wondering why you feel so sad all the time. And finally, when you get someone that actually like really cares about you, whether that's a guy, a girl, it doesn't matter, and they ask you to express your emotions, you can't, and it's really sad. And the more that you can't do that, the more you bottle them up, and then the more PTSD you get, and then the more hard it is to actually connect with people and empathize with them, and then your life just becomes this whole world of hurt, this whole world of pain that you need to let go of, but you can't because all you know is to collect pain and to host it in your body instead of letting it go. Instead of thriving, you're just writhing in agony. And it's really not an ideal situation that you want to be in. And I know a lot of people, especially older people, and again, whether that's a guy or a girl, you just can't express how you're feeling because you were taught to bottle everything up. And I do agree with not showing emotion to certain people. Like, for example, when you're on your first date, when you're on the second date, or when you just first get to know a person, it's definitely not a good idea to tell them all of your sad story, all sad sob stories and shit, because that changes how they look at you. It's definitely not a good idea to tell your coworkers. It's definitely not a good idea to tell somebody that you need like a business partner or something. It's definitely not a good idea. So it's really important to talk to a therapist or something. But at the same time, you need to be strong and not express your emotions with other people that you do not trust. A lot of the times when you can't find empathy and acceptance in your own family, you'll look elsewhere or you'll retreat inward and you'll shut off, you'll shut down. You'll start putting all that pressure on your girlfriend, you start putting all that pressure on some of your friends, you'll start putting that pressure even on your coworkers, and it's not healthy. You shouldn't be doing that. That's why it's really important when you can't get like love and acceptance from your your entire family or just some of your family members, if they don't accept the way you feel, if they're emotionally immature, you should definitely look for a therapist to get all that out of your system, because the longer you wait to actually solve this problem, the longer you wait to actually get treated, to actually unravel all of your trauma, the longer it's going to take to actually get this done. And believe me when I say you do not want to live a life where you have a tremendous amount of trauma, because not only will you not like it, people around you won't like you. And I'm going to tell you the story of this one coworker that I have. She's a manager actually, and she's got like 3 herniated discs. She's got like a bad everything. Her body sucks. Her body's failing on her. She can barely work 2 hours. I'm a baker, taking mine. She can barely work 2 hours without moaning about it. And she's just in a lot of pain, right? And not only does she have physical pain, but she has mental pain. And her mental pain, she had a really rough childhood, and then she just had a whole bunch of shit happen to her. And she's one of those people that, unfortunately, when you try and correct them or try and give them constructive criticism, they will not take that correctly. They will not take it with a grain of salt. They'll just snap at you. For example, one time I told her that there was a product that didn't need to go in the freezer, and she basically said it does go in the freezer and it will go in the freezer, because if it's in the freezer, then it goes in the freezer. And then I told her that we didn't need to put it in the freezer because last time we didn't, and the last manager that I had read the label and everything, proved that it didn't need to go in the freezer. So I started looking at it, right? Because my new manager walks away, and I'm looking at it, and she's like, "Whoa, if it doesn't need to go in the freezer, then it doesn't need to go in the freezer." Damn. And I'm like, okay. So I come over to her, I'm like, "Hey, if you're wrong about something, you could just say you don't know." And she's like, "I'll never say that." And I'm like, "Why? Why would you never say that?" She's like, "I would never say that I'm wrong." I was like, "Even if you're wrong, you'll never say that you're wrong?" She's like, "Yeah, I would never say that." That right there, that kind of mentality, the ability to admit that you're wrong, is a very good skill or a very good ability to have, because when you tell someone, when somebody corrects you and you're like, I'm never wrong, then that leads me to not trust you. And when I don't trust you, I won't listen to you. And when I don't listen to you, I won't like you. And it just shows like signs of like dishonesty and shit. But yeah, it's really important that you kind of work on all of these flaws that you've built up over time. And you don't have to go to therapy. You can work on all of this yourself, but you have to actually you can't have a narrow mind, you can't have a closed mind about this. You have to actually learn, and you have to be able to be open to constructive criticism. Not just criticism, but constructiveness as well. And another thing is taking care of yourself over anything else. Like, health is your number one priority. The problem with putting aside your health, putting aside your mental, is when you do that, you're actually telling yourself that you're not worth it, and you're actually telling yourself that you don't need to take care of yourself, which is completely untrue. And when you stop taking care of yourself, you start to lose yourself. And when you lose yourself, you can't find yourself. And then you look in the mirror and then you're like, who the hell are you? And then you have derealization syndrome or some shit. But my point being, if you don't take care of your health, if you don't take care of your mental health, you're going to suffer. You're not going to be able to know what's right, wrong, and you're going to become morally gray. And you're also going to become very adamant on doing things your way when your way doesn't really work, especially if you're unintelligent and it just doesn't work and someone else gives you a kind of like an insight on how things work and you're like, no, it has to be my way. Then that's not going to work. You need to be able to work with people. You need to be able to take constructive criticism effectively. Anyways, guys, I just thought I'd say that. And I know a lot of people that can't really express their emotions and feelings. They're like very pain avoidant and stuff. Even though that the more pain avoidant you are, the more pain you're gonna feel because you're not working on that pain and you're just gonna keep on accumulating it, only to which you become inflamed and in pain and of course you'll start snapping at people and then you won't be Mr. Friendly, right? You won't be Mr. or Miss Happy Go Lucky, Mr. Holly Jolly type shit, happy yappy. You'll just be a very miserable person, the Grinch. But yeah, make sure you take care of your mental health, and your physical health really does matter too, because for example, my neck is injured, and every time that I get like a little impingement on my neck, I start having like hurtful thoughts. I start having like angry thoughts, and I have to disconnect myself from my physical body sometimes. But yeah, that's pretty much it. If you guys like this video, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe. I hope you learned something from this. If not, I mean, type it in the comments down below. Question of the day right here, if you're still watching. Would you rather, okay, you have a goal in mind, whatever that goal is. You have a destiny, right? Would you rather work through the pain that you're in, or would you rather stop, like you stop your destiny, right? You don't go work through your, let me go again. Let me say that. You have a goal and you're in pain right now. Would you stop pursuing that goal to fix the pain that you're in, or would you keep on going in pain while you're pursuing that goal? Which one would you do? Because if you stop, then that goal is going to take longer. But if you just do the goal while you're in pain, it'll take shorter time, but you'll just be in pain the whole time. So which one would you rather do? Let me know in the comments down below. All right, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.